Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in and welcome to The M.A.N Show. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, and Blog Talk Radio. And you can find links for all of that on our website at middleagednerds.com. Today's show is brought to you by AstroPanda Productions.
All right, good. What's good? What's good? Tell me about your weeks. Chris, go ahead. You go first.
So my 3-year-old pushed my 2-year-old the other day.
Oh, yeah?
He fell down and got the massive gash on his head.
What?
Like, looked like he needed stitches. Like, it was bleeding. It was bleeding profusely.
His cut was bleeding.
His head.
Did you put super glue on it?
I did. So I went to the
Did
store.
you really?
I put this. Oh, well, it didn't work. So
Oh,
I went.
dude,
Super glue is the greatest thing ever invented.
I think it was because it was bleeding too much.
Okay,
It was like
that could
I was
be
bleeding profusely, and I'm like, "Here, be still. Put glue on it. I'm still bleeding." So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do. So I put a waterproof Band-Aid on it, and immediately like bubbled up, but it stopped the bleeding, and it's been on there for like 4 days now.
Man,
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize you can actually use super glue for wounds. It was actually first invented for that.
what? No way, dude.
Yeah. So I didn't believe when Duke told it to me a couple weeks, or actually a few months ago. I was like, super glue, really? Because we were out tearing down a shed, and I cut my finger or something, and Duke's like, just put super glue on it. I was like, super glue? He's like, yeah, for real, just put super glue on it. I was like, all right. I'm thinking, okay. So sure enough, I cleaned it up, closed it up, put some super glue on, and it worked.
What the fuck? Hey, so I got these cracks on my feet, right? Look at these. Look at these cracks. I try to put some glue on these motherfuckers, man, and they fucking just keep opening up.
You need to get one of those little grindstones and just grind those calluses
yeah,
down.
Man,
little
they're
pumice
not
stone.
even calluses.
Yeah,
I done
what is
ground
that,
them
pumice
down.
stone or whatever they call it? Yeah, just
No,
go
my
to town.
wife does it for me, man. She got the little pumice stone on the. No, it's like a cheese
little
grater.
roller?
She's got the cheese grater. It's like a cheese grater on a stick, and she's like, and it still splits, man. I mean,
Grater on
Probably
a
just
stick.
need some lotion there. Y'all put some lotion on your feet.
man,
Put lotion on your feet,
I went to the
man.
doctor because I thought I had diabetes, and he looked at me like, "You're fucking dumb." It's like, "But I'm gonna check you anyways and get that money."
Yeah, get the fuck out of my office.
Yeah,
Diabetes on your feet?
yeah. I was like, because if you look it up, if you Google it, it says like diabetic foot or something like that.
Yo, doc, I think I got diabetes on my foot.
Yeah, I was like,
huh?
for real, I was worried, and because like they've been cracked since like what it was, December, and they go away and then they open up again. I'm like, the fuck, and so my wife thinks
they
it might be
hurt?
my shoes.
Does it hurt?
No.
So it's
No.
probably that you're, especially since the winter, that you're using your heater, I'm assuming, and that's going to dry out your
That's
skin.
a lot of money.
Well, still.
No,
so
dude,
it's-
what you got to do is once a month go get a pedicure. Let those little Asian women rub up
Oh,
on your
yeah,
feet.
let them
and
go to
everything.
town.
What really?
Dude.
they
Let the Asian
will
women
wrap
do
it all
yeah.
up in the stuff. Oh, man, yeah.
I used to be embarrassed and going that stuff, but...
You do that?
Well, I haven't...
Shit,
And they got to
No.
cut my toenails. Shit, that's like
What?
dumb
I
and
mean, I
dumber
can't
stuff.
really cut
Break
your
down the
toenails.
fucking grinder.
Yeah,
Man.
if you got toe jam and they'll pull all the loose, dry skin out of there, yeah, and they clean and wash your feet and just... Oh, man, it's so great.
that sounds gross, man. No, man, they're gonna no.
For real.
No, I can't
and
do
you know what?
that.
I have the ugliest feet of them all.
I know.
You know, in 7th grade, I actually won an
please.
ugly foot contest at church. Like all the kids, they were like, "Hey, let's have an ugly feet contest."
Oh my god.
Yep, I got first place.
That's nothing to be proud of.
I know it's not. But it's funny. So when I was in Alaska, I had to go and get an X-ray because I twisted my ankle. And when the doctor put my picture up on the light thing, he goes, "Oh my God, that's the ugliest set of feet I have ever seen." Oh man, I felt so embarrassed because I was looking at my feet. I was like, "Damn, those are some ugly bones. They're just like this."
You know
like,
what? You talking about ugly bones? My wife, if she can't close her hands properly, like that, because so when you close your fingers together, you can't see any light, right? But if my wife closes hers, her fingers look like that when they close. They all her fingers are Y shaped. So when she closes her fingers together, they're like a Y, like that.
She's an alien.
Yeah, and so like when she's
Well,
like,
she's
Even mail order brides have flaws.
yeah,
okay?
she's even that rusted mail order bride.
yeah, she's that Russian. Yeah, you know, pro Russia over here. What's up, girl? What's up? What you doing? She's like babushka. Wait, doesn't that mean old lady?
I thought
I have
that
no
meant
idea.
like young French boy, like
something like
sexy
that.
boy or something. Oh, that's Mushka, I think.
Mushka.
Mushka.
I don't know. Any
Yeah, I don't know
Russian.
either. Me
Yeah,
either.
I don't even know Spanish.
Kazunheit.
Makes me sad. Well, so Red, what's going on with you, man?
Not much, man. Have you heard about the $400 juicer?
Oh, I did.
It's like $120 million Kickstarter, and they came out with a $400 Wi-Fi juicer.
Did you hear about that?
Hold
guy?
on.
hear about
It's
that?
on
I haven't heard
Kickstarter.
It was on Kickstarter. The company finally took off, but they raised $120 million, and they came out
From
with
Kickstarter?
from Kickstarter.
I want to start a
And
Kickstarter.
I think even Google gave them money and everything.
So-
You'd have to look it up. I'm not 100% sure, but they came
I'm-
out with this
I'm-
juicer.
I'm kind of cutting in on your little Kickstarter project here. So 2 years ago, I went on a Kickstarter spree. I think I probably spent a good maybe $500 on like Kickstarter stuff, hoping to get some like badass products out. And a couple of them was one of them was the Universal credit card
Oh, I remember that.
called Plastic. You heard about it? It's like you put all your credit cards on this one credit card and
Yeah.
you take it to, and you can use it anywhere. Well, I just got an email the other day that they're no longer in business and filing for Chapter 7 or Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I was like, no, man, you're like
man.
the one that I wanted.
Yeah.
And so that was the first one from like a week ago. Well, like 2 weeks ago, I had this other one called a Go Key. It's it charges your phone from a little
Thumb drive?
keychain.
Oh.
You put on your keychain, and you can use it as a little thumb drive as well. And that one got shut down, went into bankruptcy. I was like, man, like all of my Kickstarters are going bankrupt. Like they couldn't find the funding.
Yeah, the one that I'm really hoping will take off is it's like an armband that you put around your wrist, and it has like magnets in it, like help with blood pressure and whatnot. But the cool thing is
Kind of like the dick bit.
Yeah, kind of like the Dibit. But this one turns your index finger into a speaker. So you just stick your index finger into your ear, and you'll be able to talk on the phone
Is
and
that
everything.
real? Is that real?
No, that's terrible.
Yep. They already have a
you-
prototype, and
you
it's
gotta
already
walk
taken off.
around with your
It's
finger
sim-
in your ear.
It's similar. Okay, hey.
What if you like put? What if you
Similar
put it in
to
your
the
wife?
jawbone
Hello?
Be like,
headsets.
hey, Duke, listen to my mom. Here, listen to what my mom is saying. I put my finger in your ear.
What if you're like, what's that smell? Oh, never mind.
I know where
You
the
smell
finger
through
is
your
at.
ear?
It's no different than putting your watch to your ear.
Who puts their watch to their ear?
Who does that?
I don't know, the millions of people that have iPhone watches, like
iPhone watches.
Apple watches.
I have a Fitbit. and
Mine's a
Fitbit.
G-Shock.
What? No Fitbit. I got 12,000.
I have an
steps
Apple
today.
Watch, but I don't use it for the communication portion anymore.
What is it like a? Oh, is it like
because
a?
it kills your battery. It's
like
like
a-
super.
You can make phone calls on that bitch.
Yeah, you can make phone calls and you can text on it.
Oh, it's just like a Power Rangers communicator.
No, like the Dick Tracy watch.
But
Yeah,
remember
Dick
when
Tracy,
Billy
bitch.
made that thing? He was like, "Tommy, we need you here. Help. No.
That's more like a walkie-talkie on your watch, which isn't a bad idea.
Kickstarter.
Walkie-talkie, yeah, Kickstarter
right here. Started
Kickstarter the
right here on the
walkie-talkie
Man
on the
Show.
watch because
You heard it first.
Yeah.
it's kind of a pain in the butt to talk to somebody on your watch, and it's like, oh, hold on, let me switch you over to my phone, and unless you're doing like really brief calls, it was cool to do, but over time, it's like it really kills the battery on your phone. It's just like, I just use it for the watch and
really?
and the health portion, like.
If only you had this armband, you could just stick your finger in your ear.
Just stick your finger in your butt. Why are you sticking your finger in your butt?
So you put the speaker on your thumb and you put the microphone on your
No,
pinky,
so
so
it's
you make
it's,
it like a
so
little.
it's similar to
Hawaiian.
the Jawbone headset. So with the
What?
Jawbone headset, the legitimate ones that are like $500, they do vibrations off your jawbone, and that's how you hear. That's why it's so tiny. It's just in your ear.
Man,
But
that
with
can't
this
be good for
with
you.
this armband, it's gonna send pulses or sounds through your finger, basically. Just like at a playground. You talk to one end of the pipe, and then at the other end you can hear it.
Yeah.
Same thing. They're gonna just basically use your finger, and you'll be able to hear it. And with you putting your index finger into your deal, the mic will be on the heads or on the band itself. So really, you're just sending signals through your index. So
That's
just
kinda
basically, make a fist and then put your index finger in
What
your
if you
ear
have
hole.
like a lot of hair in your ear? Amanda actually wanted me to tell y'all this because she thought it'd be funny.
Your Russian mail order bride?
Yeah. Okay, so like the other day she made spaghetti, right? And in spaghetti she put like crushed red pepper and stuff. So I ate it. Okay, I ate it one day when she was at work, and so one day, no, I think it was the other night. She took a shower, right? She was in the shower and she noticed all these like red dots on her, and she was like, "What are all these red dots?" And she like was scrubbing them off. She didn't understand what it was, and she picked one up, and it was like a flake of crushed red pepper.
Wow.
So like so what happened was like I had washed my ass with the loofah, right?
What? No way.
I had washed my ass with the loofah.
I can already see where this is going.
And there was crushed red pepper.
Why would she want you to tell anybody this story?
So what you're telling me is technically you've taken a dump on your wife's chest.
Yeah, but you know what's even worse?
It's not the first time.
This one time, Pat was helping me move, right? And I, before I had a loofah, I used to use a brush to wash my ass because you got to wash it every now and then. And one time we were
Every
moving,
now and then.
yeah.
I watch that shit every day.
Well, we were moving, and Pat was like moving the bathroom stuff, right? And he pulls out the brush, and he's like brushing his hair, he's brushing his face, and I'm downstairs like loading stuff in the U-Haul. And Amanda's watching him. She's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh man, I'm just checking out this brush." He's like brushing his little beard and everything, brushing his hair. And his face. He's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "This is a good brush." And Amanda's like, "That's Ricky's ass brush." And Pat's like, "What do you mean by that?" And she's like, He uses it to wash his ass, and he was like, "Oh!" And he like threw it over. He like threw it out into the field. I was like, "Man, so I've shit on your brother.
I've shit on your whole family."
Yeah,
Man, that's a good one. I like that.
yeah."
He's like, I don't care what anybody
Man,
says.
I don't
My
know-
shit adds
I don't know
volume.
if I'm gonna be able to look at your wife the same way now. I'm gonna walk up and be like, I'm just stare right at her chest. You had shit on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was at work. She was telling me this, man. I was cracking up. Everybody was just staring at me. I've never heard of such a thing before. Never,
Oh man, that's awesome.
never. What about you, Duke? Tell me what's going on with you, man.
Not much. So have you guys heard about the Zombie 222?
Oh, is that
No.
that Camaro or whatever you wanted me to watch today?
Not a Camaro. It is a 68, 69 Mustang that they converted into an all-electric car. But it has like, I'm going to have to look it up, like 1,800 pounds of torque.
Really?
Yeah, it's, I think, like, it beats, like, supercars, like $1 million cars.
Really? And it's
Yeah.
electric?
And it's all electric. And it has the iconic fastback body.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's called the Zombie 222, made by a company called Bloodshed, and they're down in Austin.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, this thing is mean.
It's a Mustang?
Yeah, a Mustang, fastback Mustang.
Do you remember when that guy came out a couple years ago when the electric cars were all the rage for the first time?
No, they still are all the rage. I don't know why
I
you're
said for
doing
the
all
first
the
time.
rage.
Because remember, it like comes and goes when people figure out that you can't go far and you buy a car and you live in the middle of nowhere. There's nowhere to charge it. And then
What are
it
you
takes
talking
like
about? The
18
Teslas
hours.
go like 300 miles plus
Yeah, that's
on a
one
single
tank,
charge.
That's one tank of gas, and then it takes 18 hours to charge it. Where are you
No,
gonna charge it?
Well,
No,
if you own a Model S or a Model X, then you have unlimited free power charging.
But where
at
are you
the
going to
power
charge
charger.
it?
Well, it tells you in the GPS of the car, and you can check them
Yeah,
out
so
online.
now you have
like
to
most
plan
of your
around
Walgreens all have those little power stations there. You can go to
Ain't no
virtually
Walgreens where
any
I live.
Walgreens. Yeah, there is.
No, they ain't.
How far you drive on a
Yeah,
single
there's like a
tank? Yeah.
Walgreens on every
That's
corner.
like a week worth of gas right there is what you're talking about.
Man, I don't
So
know.
every day you go home, you know how much it would cost you to refuel your electric vehicle?
Tell me.
4 cents.
4
4
cents.
cents a gallon.
4 cents.
Yes.
a gallon.
Well,
A
If
kilowatt.
you technically, if you use the power stations, it wouldn't cost anything.
right, yeah, and if
It
you use
goes
the power
from
stations.
0 to 80%, and I think under 20 minutes. So
20
basically,
minutes. So
you
have to park
you
your
can
car
park
there
at
for
a
20
gas
minutes?
station, go take a shit, and buy a drink, and it's fully or 80% charged.
Well,
And that's if you ran it to complete zero.
Yeah, that's if you
I-
went 8 hours.
Well,
9
I still
hours,
think they
4.
should just have a generator on them, or the alternator like we've talked before. You know, how come they? Because you know, if you can run a car, you unhook the battery. If the alternator's still working, the car's running.
No. The real question is why they don't have self-efficient airplanes, because it would not be that hard by the amount of wind intake that they. I mean, at 500 miles per hour at that kind of altitude, the wind intake, you could easily produce electricity.
What isn't it like?
You would just need a motor to get you off the ground, and then once you got to a certain altitude and everything, you would easily have enough wind intake to produce electricity to propel a plane. Or
Really? Yeah, I guess you're right. What about like solar power? You think that would work too?
you could put solar panels on the wings or whatever. It's just all about where's the money. You know, where's the corporate funding? You know?
Right. So now again, it all depends on what you're trying to do. So with the zombie, I mean, it's obviously made for speed, and to get. I think it gets like
Zombies
0
are not fast.
Yeah, this one is. This one goes 0 to 60 in I think like 1.9 seconds.
Oh wow,
That's pretty fast.
Wow.
Yeah, but it only gets like 45 miles on a charge.
Yeah.
Again, because it's not designed to go far; it's designed to go fast.
Yeah, Elon Musk needs to hurry up with this gigafactory. It's going to basically revolutionize the battery industry across the world.
Yeah. Now, what I would like to see
He just
actually
needs an alternator on his car.
is I want to see some cars that have solar panels on the roofs, the trunks, or the hood that power the AC,
They're
so that
actually-
your
Oh, I see
so
what
that
you're
your car is always 75 degrees or 60 degrees, whatever, because your AC is powered by the sun.
And not
And so-
by the battery charge.
Right, not by the
Okay.
battery.
Okay,
I like
but
that
So
idea.
you could always, so you don't have to worry about, oh, fuck, it's 140 degrees outside, and
Okay.
I got to go get in this car that feels
Yeah,
like
so-
200 degrees.
Okay, look. So this is what I'm saying. You have a battery that starts your car, right? Boom. Then it's taken over by your alternator, because your alternator in a regular combustion engine charges your battery anyways. So why do we need to go somewhere and charge a battery when you just slap an alternator on there, charge your battery while you're driving? Because as if anything's turning, your alternator's turning, generating electricity and charging your battery. Why not just hook up?
Because I think you would have to
alternators on the
have
bitch.
like 4 or 5 alternators to
So
produce
what?
enough electricity, because then you're talking about weight consumption. And then, you have to add more stuff, so it's not worth it to,
Okay, then you make
So-
a bigger alternator. You find
right,
some.
so
you
then
make
again,
a.
you're still adding more weight.
you don't think that they've thought of this already?
No, I think they have, and I think they figured it out, but they don't. They want
So
that
actually, what they're
greenbacks.
working on
That's all
now
they
is they've
want.
actually come out with a like how people can wrap their cars in like different designs and whatnot. They have a solar panel wrap now that they can put on cars, and it will like charge your battery or whatever.
Since we're on this solar panel discussion here, have you seen the solar panel streets? The
Oh, yeah,
they have them over
in, I think...
yeah, so they implemented it overseas in like Finland or Norway or something like
Yeah,
that.
Norway.
Yeah, and they were so I think it started off as an idea, a parking lot idea. So they're like, hey, let's actually try it out on a real road. So some town gave them investment money or whatever.
Michigan or something like that, here in the States, right? You're talking?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm pretty
But-
sure it was Michigan.
So anyway, so they actually built a road out there. The only bad part is I think it didn't work out like they expected. It kind of went downhill.
Oh, really?
But I think there's actually another company that's actually doing like the hexagons, solar panel roads, trying to do it a different way. And I think it's got like some kind of tread on the actual solar panels.
Huh.
So the roads would actually be producing the energy for the towns and the
Ooh,
cities. and
maybe
stuff
like during
that.
like winter and stuff like that, they can just keep themselves warm and your roads
Well,
won't ice
no,
over.
no. They melt the snow and everything. So
Oh, good. Yeah.
so they don't.
Yeah, so these basically will light up, so you don't have to paint any stripes or anything.
Right.
It'll
Yeah,
light
they
up
also
the
have like
stripes.
little LEDs and stuff on
So
them too.
it'll also have sensors in it. So if the traffic up ahead of you is at a stop, or if there's an animal like out in the country or something, like it can sense, a deer or whatever stepping on the solar panels, and it'll say, like warning up ahead or something. It'll read it out into the road or
Oh,
write
wow.
it into the road.
So like, wonder what the weight limit is. Can like 18-wheelers get on that bitch?
Yeah,
With,
so they were
Oh,
saying
yeah,
that
yeah.
18-wheelers could support it and whatnot, and even if they broke, they were their own like octagon-shaped.
Right, so you just
Deal,
pop
so-
one out and then replace it, and the whole system's up again. You know.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're all just kind of like Christmas lights now. One goes out. It's just that one. The rest around it work, and so all you have to do is just change it out.
Oh, yeah. I
and it
used
starts
to hate
working
that about
again.
the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah,
One
you're
with-
young and probably don't remember. Yeah, your Christmas tree lights used to be one goes out
Oh,
and
yeah.
the whole damn strand
Yeah.
is gone. You got to go individually.
Now
try to
they're
find
all
which one.
LEDs.
Yeah.
One goes out, you don't even notice it. Actually, those bitches don't go out.
They hardly do.
It's like,
Man, well, I
what do
still
you
buy
mean
the old
LED
ones,
go out?
but
What's
like-
that mean? Don't compute.
I still buy the old ones. They have like a little fuse now, so instead of one burning out, the fuse goes out.
Not even they're going into the light bulbs now. That's like they're moving away from the little round incandescent. Well, not the incandescent. They're doing away with incandescent, but the other new ones.
Oh, the Xeon or
the-
whatever.
the fluorescent bulbs that are like
the
little light
energy
bulbs.
saver.
Yeah. So they're doing away with those too now, and going completely for LED. They're pushing the whole LED light.
oh,
bulb
good.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I didn't realize that.
Man,
Yeah,
that could save on
because-
some heat.
So-
It's a pass through energy.
So, well, for one, how much energy they save, the LEDs save, and you can get the same amount of light, but also that those other ones,
The CFLs.
yeah, the CFLs, they are they have some kind of chemical in them.
Yeah,
that
they contain mercury and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
like
it's
really
very
bad,
cancerous
so-
material if it's broken.
Yeah, so that's why they're kind of phasing
Yeah, so
those out.
supposedly I was actually reading that 2017 is the last year they're going to make incandescent light bulbs.
Sweet. That's pushing that technology, taking all the old stuff out and pushing in the new. I'm all for that.
Me too, man. Don't get me wrong. There are some cool things from the past that I like to see hang around, but
It's funny. It's like
Light
you've seen
bulbs.
those videos where they'll put an old type of technology in front of the kids nowadays, like the rotary phone. The kids are like, I don't know how to use this. What's that? And they're like, 9, 4, 6.
Oh shit! I screwed up. Gotta start over.
I think it's time for another episode. I wish I hadn't, but I did. From Chris.
I wish I had it.
Okay, I got one. I wish I hadn't, but I did. So, man, this is actually it. This turned into like a long chain of events, but I'm gonna tell you the really short version.
The abridged.
Yeah, 2001, like well before 9/11. So this is like peacetime, and I go to the basic training. I complete that. I go to my AIT, which is at Fort Rucker, Alabama. I was training to become an air traffic controller, and it was way worse than basic training. Like my drill sergeants were like much harder on us there than anywhere else, and some things happened. It didn't work out, and so I went AWOL.
I remember.
And if you don't know what that is, that's absent without leave. That's like, so you're contracted. You were owned by the government, and you're taking this free vacation. Well, it's against military law to go AWOL, and so by this time it was October. So 9/11 had just happened. Maybe a month before, and I went AWOL, not anything to do with 9/11. Life happened, and I was like super depressed, and just things just weren't going right for me, and I didn't want to be in the military anymore. So, so the day I actually went AWOL, I'm trying to remember. I went to medical. Something was not right. Oh, that's right. I was feeling depressed, and so my drill sergeant was like, "Well, you need to go to see the military doctor, psychiatrist, whatever." So I go back and I just spill my guts out, and the doctor's like, well, we're going to diagnose you with depression. And I was like, all right, cool. So I get this document and I take it back to my drill sergeant. And my drill sergeant's like, you had depression? no, you can't go back to class anymore. You can't be an air traffic controller with depression. Like, and I'm like, what? Yeah, of course I can. I'm perfectly fine. And he's like, no, go put on your uniform and come back and pull CQ, which is kind of like a guard at night. And I was like, no, I want to go back to class. And he goes, no, you're gonna pull CQ. So I was pretty adamant. I said, no, I'm not going. He goes, you're gonna do what I tell you to. Get down on the front line and rest. So for you non-military guys, that means get down in the push-up position. So I was like, all right. So I get down and I'm sitting there in the push-up position, and he goes, start pushing. So I start pushing, and I realized I was like, no, I don't want to do this. So I stand up and I said, I looked at him, and he goes, what are you doing? I was like, no, Sergeant, I'm not going to do push-ups. He goes, you get down the front line and rest position right now. I said, fuck you. No. And he goes, okay. The big old black guy. Yeah, okay. So he walks off and he calls the MPs. The MPs come in, they put handcuffs on me. And he goes, you going to jail. And then the senior drill sergeant walks in and he goes, get those cuffs off that soldier. Soldier, go to your room. Go put on your uniform. And you're going to pull CQ tonight. Yeah, bigger and blacker dude. You know, he was scary. So when he spoke, you do what he said. So I ran to my room, and the drill sergeant, the senior drill sergeant, is sitting there just laying it into the other drill sergeant, and he's actually yelling at the MPs, which is the military police. I forget, you non-military people don't know these acronyms, and so I go to my room and I'm putting on my uniform, doing what the senior drill sergeant said. And I was sitting there, I was like, fuck him. That's right. When he ain't around, fuck him. So what I did is I had a PS2, I sold my PS2, I had my little TV, I sold my TV, and so I could try to get some money so I could go and get a bus ticket. So I ended up selling all my stuff, and I started, just boom, packed my bag and walked out. Walked right off base, went to this IHOP, and I was totally surprised because this bus just magically showed up right in front of this IHOP.
Really?
I was not expecting. I was expecting to go find like a Greyhound bus station, but no shit, this IHOP was a bus stop too.
Wow.
And I didn't even know. I just like, what? Like, it was fake for sure.
Yeah.
So I go to get on the bus, and the bus driver's like, what are you doing? I was like, I need a bus ride. And he goes, you got a ticket? I was like, no, you stopped, so I need to get on the bus. He goes, I stopped so people could get off. And I go, well, could I get on and I'll go buy a bus ticket at the next station? And he goes, get on. So I got on, and the bus took me up to Montgomery, Alabama. Got there, got a bus ticket to Dallas. This long ride home from Alabama to Dallas, because you stop at every bus station the way back. So I think it took me like a whole day or something. And so I finally roll into Dallas, and I call my cousin Jennifer, and I was like, hey, come pick me up. And she's like, what are you doing? What are you doing in Dallas? And so I ended up spending 2 weeks in Fort Worth hanging out with my friends. Well, my mom, so the police were actually trying to chase me around. They're looking for me. The Army was contacting the local police, and they were looking for me. And anyways, my parents were trying to convince me to go back and everything. It was wartime, and they thought that I was being a deserter, which a deserter during wartime can truly, the maximum punishment is death.
Wow.
So my mom was freaked out. Yeah. So my mom was freaked out. And so she convinced me, after 2 weeks of having my heyday and field day back in Fort Worth, I went back. And I walked in. I had long hair at this point. And I walked in, and my drill sergeant was like, this is the other cool drill sergeant. He's like, Chris, welcome back. He's like, oh, man. He's like, I got a present for you. I was like, what?
Yeah. You never want a present from a drill sergeant.
Yeah, you do not want a present from the drill sergeant. And so he comes in and he brings this chair. He goes, pow. He goes, have a seat. So I was like, okay. So I sit down in the chair, and he comes in. He's like, do you have a good time? He's like, how was your trip? Was it fun? And he is totally playing me. And I'm like, and he's behind me, and I can't see what he's doing. And I'm just like, yeah. He's like, so what would you do? He said, you hang out with your friends? You see your family? What's like? Tell me about it. I was like, yeah. I saw my friends, and it was like, he's like, did you get any? Like, no. And it was like, oh man, that sucks, because I'm fixing to shave your head. And sure enough, he just shaves my head just like straight down the middle. I was like, oh man, so I'm back. Yep. So I ended up having to pay. I didn't have any rank, so they couldn't take any rank away from me. I was a level 1, and then let's see. So I actually got 2 what they call Article 15s, which is basically kind of a ticket in the military side. So they and they have different severities on them. I got a company grade Article 15, which was for disrespecting a non-commissioned officer. And then I got a field grade Article 15 for going AWOL, basically. Oh, wow. And the crazy part is so for the field grade Article 15, I had to go see the battalion commander. And I walked in there, and he's like, so, well, just let you know, everybody that goes AWOL in my battalion, he's like, they go to the brig. So I'm going to send you down to some Navy base down in Florida. And he's like, and you're going to go and spend 30 days down there. He's like, so just go ahead and get your butt ready, and that's where you're going to go. And I was like, my heart was boom, 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 boom. I was scared shitless. And I'm sitting there standing at attention. And he's like, so do you got anything to say to yourself? I was like, sir, I wanted to give a proposition that if you do not send me to the brig and let me stay here, I will show you that I can be the best soldier that you have ever had in your battalion. And he goes, oh, shit. I have never had anybody give me a proposition. He goes, okay. He goes, all right. He's like, I will give you that opportunity. He goes, but you look or breathe wrong at my drill sergeants one time. He goes, your ass is grass. I was like, yes, sir. No problem, sir. I will do it, sir. I'm good. And I turn around and walk out of there. And my first sergeant, he goes, fuck that guy. Holy shit. He goes, I have never seen that happen. He goes, that was amazing.
If you like what you heard, please check us out on Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, and YouTube. You can also find us at middleagednerds.com. Until then, we'll catch you next time on The Man Show. Don't forget to subscribe.